Y'all, this is the only Christmas video I'm doing this entire holiday season because I just love this man and I love his work, and I just wanted to make this video for him to show some support, and it did not disappoint. It is another Geoff Castellucci Christmas bassy banger. Fantastic. So many cool things to break down, to talk about, to give him pit vipers for. There's actually only one in this song, so fewer than perhaps what's normal, but some beautiful, just beautiful, lush, warm, deep bass from Geoff in a way that's just, I don't know. He just continues to amaze me. Fantastic. So hope you guys enjoy. Hope you learned something. I'll see you after.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel.
Ooh, smooth bass down there. What are we on, C minor? C minor, so that means Geoff just got down to a nice B flat 1 on the 7th scale degree of that C minor. God, he sounds great. He sounds great. Okay, so solo voice sounds fantastic. This is Geoff in Geoff's wheelhouse bass range. It's actually really interesting to hear, like, there has been development in his voice in that range over the last 5 years since I started listening to him. Like, those notes are easier. They're more resonant. He doesn't need any kind of force to get down there. And maybe he didn't down to B flat, but certainly around like A flat, low G, like he reaches those depths easier now for sure than 5 years ago. And maybe we'll get some of that in this song. Let's see what's going on around him here.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel.
So pretty much just around him. We do get the bell tower chime, and there is instrumentation as well. It's very, very atmospheric, right? We don't have any kind of like virtuosic leads happening at the moment. It's just adding to this texture, which is pretty ominous. We're getting some ominous texture here. I love Geoff will always take a song and turn it on its head. I mean, one of my favorites ever from him was Carol of the Bells that he did the last year, I believe, was his big Christmas release last year, and it was mind-blowingly good, just fantastic. So I hope we get something similar with this one.
That mourns in lonely captive Israel.
Yeah, that is the very, very bottom of my range, and it's just gross and compressed. Geoff's just like, just letting it out there.
And ransom captive Israel.
It's so easy.
That mourns in lonely exile here.
Ooh, nice chord, and oh my gosh. He hasn't earned one yet, but I got to get my Vipers. I forget every time because I don't do as much just bass content anymore, but I'll be right back. We're back. Funny thing about the Vipers, when I met VoicePlay in person, they told me how much they loved the Viper thing. They were like, what is the pit Viper thing? And I told them the whole story, and they were like, we just think it's so funny and entertaining. And I was like, guys, stop. Anyway, VoicePlay approves of the Vipers, which is great. So he's shaping this vowel, and he's actually doing it here in the lip synced music video too. He's like, it sounds more like an E, a French E, than an E, and that actually lengthens the vocal tract if you go from E to E because your lips go this way. So there's literally more distance between your vocal folds and where the sound comes out of your mouth. And it shapes the sound and makes it darker. So you get a darker color to it, which is why Geoff is using it on this low B flat to give as much dark, beefy, warm color as he can. Instead of E, it's U.
Exile here,
right?
Until the Son of God appears.
Thank you, Geoff, for singing in this video how you actually probably sang it in the booth, because that gives us a perfect image. E. So he's saying E. E is doing an E vowel, but with this mouth shape. Geoff, textbook darkening of the vowel to give a little more bassiness.
Of God appear.
P, not P, P, right? Really, it's really an effective tool.
Till the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall.
Woo! Okay, Eric Whitacre. He looks kind of like Eric Whitacre, doesn't he? That's funny. Collab. We got to see an Eric Whitacre, Geoff Castellucci collab. I would also like to be a part of that if I'm proposing it, but if it's just those two, I'd be cool. Yeah, some lovely chords here, some lovely crunch. We finally get our Geoff quintet all singing words. So far, it's just been mms and oohs maybe, but now we got some words up in here. Low B flat. Yeah, low B flat there.
Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel.
So we got a suspended second there, the D to the C. That's where we get that first crunch.
Emmanuel shall come to thee.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, what is that? We get it. There's definitely a minor second crunch here.
Shall come to thee.
I think D and E flat, maybe.
Shall come to thee. Oh, Israel.
Low G. Yeah, dip down to low G. Now this is a chorus moment, so wait for the solo low G for the Vipers, but nodded, acknowledged, low G acknowledged. And more suspension there on that D, suspended second, and just holds the suspension.
Come, thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here.
He's really, you see how much he's really doing that E vowel on all this. Okay, good. This is what we want from the Geoff arrangement. He's taking the Christmas Carol. This is like what he does so well is he'll take a song, actually not just Christmas carols. I remember when I first heard Misty Mountains, which is the first video I ever did for him. I'll leave it somewhere. It's like the original song with more beef, more kind of vocal layering, and then kind of like war drum drive underneath. Sometimes subtle, sometimes really in your face. And we're getting that here too. It's a staple of Geoff's arrangements.
Day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here.
So on this low B flat, you can hear how much more beefy he's allowing it to be than when we heard it the first time.
Our spirits by thine advent here.
Huge, huge.
Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight.
He's just operating so casually down in that super low range. Like very clear text while he's down there. There's no forcing happening at the level of the larynx. It's just excellent. The background's changed up a good bit here. They're kind of silent a lot of the time, but they do pop in, coming in back and forth. But mainly we have the Geoff low solo with the kind of war drum.
Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows.
No, you know what? They are actually quite present most of the time. It's just you notice them more when they open up to real vowels or do some kind of word. When they're on the ms or even the oohs, it's much more textural, right? But when they go ah, then it's like boom, there's all the other Geoffs.
Disperse the gloomy clouds.
Some nice dynamics happening in these backing voices too. Like there's very intentional crescendo and decrescendos happening in the background to give it even more fluidity.
Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to
Wow. Yeah, what did he do? Oh, this is fascinating. Maybe a 5 of 5. So D major, D dominant 7, and then maybe to G, then back to C minor. I don't know what he's doing there. That was really cool. Yeah, we get this kind of like sea shanty feeling. Right, so it feels very shanty, and we are in that we are in that 6/8 or a fast 3/4, however you want to think about it. Which is just that. It did that very much, that 3/4 or 6/8, that's like the Game of Thrones theme song, which is like probably the most driving pattern you could get, with the accent on the 1 and the crescendo into the 1. There's like nothing more driving forward than that. Yeah, I mean that's what notes are doing that though. It's so why this is catching my ear, and probably yours too, is because the A natural is not supposed to be in C minor. In fact, to get a C minor, what mode is that? Is that Mixolydian? That is like 13 years ago in ear training class. I know most of the modes, but there's some I can't remember. Like Lydian, I think, is a raised 4. I can't remember. Mason will put up which mode that is when you have C minor. So C, D, E flat, F, G, A natural, B flat, C. That's one of the modes. Maybe that's what's going on. I want to hear it again. I mean, it is in the bass line, though. Could be A minor to then A flat major and then G. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go crazy trying to figure this out. That's the 5.
Come, thou key of David, come and open wide our heavenly heart.
You guys hear that going on in the background? It's pretty subtle, but you can hear it in the studio headphones. It's like an arpeggiator on a some sort of electric plucked sounding synth.
Come, thou key of David, come and open wide our heavenly home. Make safe the way that leads on high, and close the path to misery, rejoice.
Nice. Okay, so we're getting baritone Geoff in the main lead here. We'll go all the way back. But we are getting some lovely tenor Geoffs in our backing quartet here. maybe up to tenor high C. He's getting pretty high up there in this lovely falsetto blending here. But then our leads, and this is another classic Geoff arrangement where you start in bass gang too. I mean, if you're a bass singer, it's just a great way to structure a song. You do the main lead and the bass octave in the first section, first verse, first chorus, and then second verse or chorus you go up to baritone. And then if you've started low enough on the third chorus, you can even go up another octave. Now, I don't know. I don't really know. I actually don't. I mean, I know this carol, but this is obviously so far removed from the original that it doesn't really matter. The structure, I mean. So I don't know what the chorus is in this song, but yeah, anyway. We'll see how high Geoff takes it.
Make safe the way that leads on high, and close the path to misery, rejoice.
There's a lot of chest voice happening in these backing parts too. The rejoice. That's up to high G, G4, very high. So that's very, very high for a voice as low as Geoff's. It's high for even baritone voices. It's not, and even tenors need to be skilled to be able to sing it comfortably. But for a very low bass like Geoff, I mean, he's sung from, so he has now sung in chest voice from G1 to G4 in chest voice.
Rejoice, Emmanuel.
Now we get some nice motion in the strings that you can hear coming in. We hear a little bit of that creeping through the background texture.
Rejoice, Emmanuel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel.
Okay, and Geoff clearly hires live string players. At least it sounds like very nuanced live organic playing, which I've been hiring live string players for every song in Melody of War, which is this concept album I'm producing about Achilles and the Trojan War. And if the strings are way in the background, it doesn't make a huge difference. If you have like a really high quality sampled string section in the background and it's kind of creating texture, not a big deal. But for leading strings, it's so obvious the difference between a live organic string player and a sample library. And these sound very live and organic to me.
Rejoice, Emmanuel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel.
Yeah, either samples are far better than the ones I'm using, or that's a live violist, somewhere in the high string area. I like this back and forth they have. Oh, come to me, O Israel. Oh, come to me, or Emmanuel. And just that, like, I think that's a little added thing he did. It sounds like it's a repeated mini section there.
Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Shall come to thee, O Israel. Israel.
Sick. Okay, so ending. Yeah, I could tell. It still draws like, no, it's not over yet. He'll probably do a little outro and thank the patrons and everything, but no, we still got another solid minute of progression building towards whatever climax is going to be here. At the end of that section. I love that. You hear that? Oh my God, you hear that kind of You hear that instrument and that the way that instrument's played. It's all through like the Game of Thrones soundtrack when Dany is in like the wastes, when she's in like the areas of Westeros that are sand based. You get that kind of instrumentation a lot. Yeah, super cool. Super cool. It comes in just for a second. Right there. I guess that's a string. It's like just a mode of articulation for some kind of stringed instrument. I'm really like a bowed string instrument. I'm really not sure. And also, so we've just got a whole other, section that Geoff has fabricated into this song, right? We're getting almost none of this from the original, as far as I remember, aside from kind of the main melody and the general chord progression. But we're certainly not getting these added sections where it's just all vowels and very like sea shanty leaning. Whoa. None of this. They're all in unison. Whoa. It's a high B? A tenor high B from Geoff? That has to be a new record. I've heard him sing high G. Maybe A flat. He's never sung B flats or high Bs in chest voice. And that sounds chest voice too. I would love to ask him how his recording session for that was. Remember, he was talking about when he has to sing like high Gs. We did a full interview together for my podcast a year and a half ago, maybe. I'll leave that up here as well. And he was saying for the high Gs, like those take a lot of takes because it's hard to make them sound good as a really low bass singer. And he just sang a lot higher than that. Crazy. That's high B flats, y'all. Rejoice. Rejoice, Emmanuel. You on you, Emmanuel. Is he about to hit a high C? Come on, no way. Ooh, what are we going to get this final line? He did not give us the tenor high C, but a high B on you is absurd, truly absurd. We do get a big fat low G here, which I'm going to preemptively give him a viper on because we got to at least get one viper in here, and maybe he'll do something crazy here at the end. Keeping it going. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel. Only piano and voice. Shall come to thee, O Israel. What a fascinating way to end this song. And yeah, B flat's low enough. Who are we kidding? B flat is plenty low. But glad I gave him that viper. So we go from this very driving kind of war drum instrumentation. It's the classic Geoff spin on things. One of his many motifs that he does, or stylistic changes he does. And then we go into this outro that's just piano and voice. It's just an atmosphere of this moving kind of virtuosic piano pattern and this low bass solo. Very unique. I want to get this transition out of the driving feel. So it's driving, but it's kind of fading.
rejoice, Emmanuel. Rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
So smooth. Incredibly smooth. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Watch the ending after this. Unless there's something. I'll watch a second of it just to make sure.
Hey everybody, it's Geoff. Thanks for watching.
Okay, yeah. Geoff Castellucci, ladies and gentlemen. He is up to over 900,000 subs on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, get this man. If anyone deserves to be at 1 million, it is Geoff Castellucci. It's actually shocking to me that he's not there at this point. Now, 1 million it's really, really hard to get to 1 million subscribers on YouTube. It might not seem that way to people outside of being a YouTube creator, because the channels you see are often, they're all the big channels. They're all the successful channels. And that's like 1% of 1% of 1% of all the YouTube channels that are on YouTube putting out content. So getting to 1 million is very, very tough. It's so competitive for people's attention nowadays, and everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Now Geoff, a real singer, a real musician, you wouldn't even call him a YouTuber aside from the fact that he has his content on YouTube. He's awesome. I love him. That's why this is the only Christmas video I'm doing this whole Christmas season, because I just wanted to make one for Geoff because he's the best. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Hope you gained appreciation for Geoff and this wonderful cover of O Come Emmanuel. And I'll see you in the next one. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.